Mm. Ah. Hey y'all. Hey Matthew. Oh goodness. Well, let me talk about this awkward Easter. So, hi KJ. Hi KJ. Whew, I'm gonna have to take a deep breath for this one, y'all. So I hope everyone had a good Easter. If you haven't started your festivities yet, I hope that it goes well. Um, Mine actually took place yesterday for hey Irish Jessie. Thank you so much for coming. We had one dinner yesterday and y'all it was awkward. Have you ever been in a room where okay, let me just say it. Okay, so a lot of times people don't agree on the same things. They have different beliefs, they have a different mindset, they have a different raising. Sometimes people are from other places and they just, ended up moving or whatever. So there's a lot of people who will come from different generations. And what is accepted by some is not accepted by others or frowned upon. That does not make it right, but that's just the world that we live in. Okay, so yesterday, I was put in one of the most awkward situations I have ever been in. Well, in a very long time. And has that ever happened to you guys where you're actually just in a room and something goes down and you're just like, awkward? Has that ever happened to y'all? Because if not, I wish I could be you. It's happened to me on different occasions. Don't get me wrong. But yesterday was just probably the most awkward I've had in a very long time. So Irish has every day, Matthew. That's that. Um, so sometimes in awkward situations, people get their feelings hurt because it was something that they were proud of or something that they loved dearly. Are you the awkward situation, Heather? That's Matthew too. He's the awkward situation every day. So, with that being said, something was said yesterday that I had to step back. Happy Easter, cornbread. I'm so glad you're here. I had to take a deep breath. I had to distract myself, and I also had to keep quiet. Sometimes keeping quiet is the hardest thing to do. Yes, Irish. I had to walk away myself and I tried my best to distract myself and the person that it was directed towards. It's weird how holidays bring families together, and you would think that everything would be happy, they'd be glad to see each other, and things would go well. Hey, Nana, cook away, sis. But, oh, nothing happened to me. It just happened in front of me. It was a comment that was made that was kind of hurtful. No, it was hurtful. And it's just a generation gap. So, usually I try to keep the conversation flowing. And a lot of times you try to use humor. But in this case, there was no humor to be found. So I had to separate myself just like Irish did. Um, but like I said, a lot of times, all these families get together and they don't get to see each other, um, a lot during the year or only during holidays, and, it be a perfect world if everybody was just excited to see each other and could enjoy their meal and conversation together? Wouldn't that just be a perfect world? But every family has that 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? We all have that 1 or 2. I also distracted the person it was directed towards because I know it hurt, and I know that it was just undeserved. So what do you do other than walking away? Would you just completely leave or not ever come back? Or what would you do? What would you do? That's where I'm at. I need to know. Heather said or 10. What is Heather talking about? Oh, nothing said anything bad to me, Cornbread. I promise her I'd tell you. I promise. Well, anyway, I hope that during awkward situations that you handle them well and try not to take things to heart, but it's so hard to do when it's something that you care about or something you love to do. Hey, Thomas. I'm a Capricorn. I'm January 12th. Capriquarius. Okay. You believe in confrontation. Well, oh, Heather, it's usually 10 of them over there at your place. Wow. I'd have to be medicated. I'd be nervous all the time. Heather's a mess. Well, actually, Thomas, I thought there was about to be one. I really truly did. But she paused, as Matthew says, pause. She paused and just decided to let it go, which is a very mature thing to do. Sometimes being mature is one of the hardest things that you have to do in life. That is to accept things for what they are, accept people for their opinions, their beliefs. It is never okay to be disrespected. Happy Easter, cotton candy. Thank you for coming. It's hard though. It's really hard. Okay, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if I'm even allowed, but I'm gonna give you an example. I'm not gonna tell you the situation, but I'll give you an example. So, let's just say hypothetically you have adopted a child. Okay. You've just adopted this child. And that child has a baby of their own. That child's You've adopted a child into your family. I would consider a child, but they're a young adult. And they have a baby. And you're excited and you want to show it off. Well, this person considers themselves like, it could be an aunt or an uncle, look at my nephew. Isn't he cute? And they're like, that's not your nephew. What do you mean? Do you see how that could hurt someone? Because they consider that person family. Well, this particular person may not. And I was standing there, and all I could do was go to another room, and I'm not gonna lie, I cried because I know it hurt. So in those situations, the best thing to do is to separate yourself, take deep breaths, try to distract yourself. And if there is a possibility, which sometimes there is, sometimes. Yeah, it was, Heather. You can keep the conversation flowing by changing topic. Like I said earlier, sometimes people use humor, but there is no humor to be found. Cotton. Now, I have family that are not blood relation at all. My mom and dad took in a teenager that was connected to our family, but not blood related. And they raised him until he joined the military. That is my brother. His children are my nieces and my nephews. They call me Aunt Anna. So, in the event I wanted to show pictures of my nieces and nephews, it would hurt a great deal if someone said, "Those are not your family." What do you mean? There's no relation there. Family is not always blood. Sometimes the best family I've ever had wasn't. Some of the greatest friends that I have, I consider family. I consider sisters and brothers. Not everyone has the same heart or the same ideas, opinions, beliefs. Definitely not the same raising. But you have to represent yourself. You have to represent well, even whenever it is hard to keep quiet. It is hard to distract yourself. But it's the right thing to do and the most mature thing to do. Now, we have generation gaps. I know you wouldn't cornbread. We have generation gaps and people are just different. They're just different. Heather says my parents used to keep a friend of mine all summer. My entire family considered her family, even went with my sister and I to Texas when our grandpa passed. She is, in all caps, y'all, family. I can relate. So do you see how that was awkward? Because I can relate. I could relate. Because no one can tell me that those aren't my nieces and nephews. No one. I guarantee you can't tell them I'm not their aunt. Thomas says there is no way to communicate with ignorance. I couldn't agree more. Now, ignorance is one thing, but being stupid is another. Sometimes sometimes people are just downright stupid. You know what I mean? But there is one important aspect that was missing, and that was respect. It's hard to give respect whenever respect isn't given. But I want you to understand the person that was trying to show their niece or nephew had great reserve. And I'm proud of her for that because things could have went a totally different direction. It almost did. I could see it. The tension was definitely thick in the air. Awkward is an understatement. It was painful to witness, and it was undeserved. It was just it was just terrible. So, family isn't always blood, and it's not for anyone else to judge you or to tell you that it isn't. You know what I mean? I guess if I'm ever in another situation like that, I honestly felt me getting involved in that conversation would only make things intensify. You know, it would have escalated to a different level if I would have said, "Oh, that wasn't nice to say." Me too, Heather. Me too. I do. I could have tried to redirect. I could have, but I couldn't because I was offended because that could have been me. Hey, Tanga. Happy Easter, honey. I love you. Tanga's a sweet girl. I am so glad you guys came by. I don't know if you've had any awkward Easter situations, but I will say this much. Sometimes, doesn't matter what the occasion, this particular person may make things awkward on a regular. That is who they are. And so it's expected. And that is sad. Well, that's just how she is, or that's just how he is. Well, that doesn't make it right. Oh, that's the most the hey, look, cornbread. Oh, boo. That is not the thing. I was a guest. I wasn't even family. It wasn't my family. I was just a guest, which made it even more strange. You know what I mean? Awkward. I was like, "Oh my." And I've been around for a long time with this family, and they're wonderful and great people, and I love every single one of them, and they have accepted me as family to a degree, I guess. But there's always, there's probably 1 or 2 that always make things a little awkward, and it's expected, like I said. Sometimes those people need a private conversation. What was awkward? It was so awkward, Scott. It was an awkward conversation. It was just awkward. So, I lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm sorry. They need a private conversation. They need to understand that people have feelings, and sometimes if you don't really have anything pleasant to say, maybe you shouldn't say anything at all, or just look at a picture and say, "Oh, yeah, I see," instead of anything other than that, or watching a video of your niece or nephew playing their favorite sport. So, my question to you guys is this: should I have a private conversation in the future before the next holiday dinner? What do you think? Just a yes or no. Me too, cornbread. There are certain situations that are difficult to even speak about. It could be anything from the color of your skin to your religion or who you fall in love with. I don't see color. I think love should always win, and I will respect you for your beliefs, just as I would expect you to respect mine. Not everyone has the same heart. Not everyone has an open mind. Not everyone pushes their beliefs on you. Hey, hi from the UK. I hope you're well. It is weighing on my heart, Cotton Candy. How did you know? It is. It is. You're right, Matthew. They do. And that is one of the most hurtful things. I'm going to share something with you. I can't believe I'm about to tell you this, but just hear me out. I have been mistreated. I have been ignored. It has been situations where it was obvious because majority of my friends have a different color skin than I do. And I have been treated extremely bad by my own race. And it hurts. But that's a heart condition, and it ain't with mine. So just know that that happens also. And whenever I tell you that I have friends that are more like family to me, I mean them with everything in me. And now I have white friends as well. I just have a lot more black friends. And it's just awful. It's awful. People are so ignorant. That's right, biscuit head. I approve that message. Mm. So, that's a private thing that I don't normally share. Um, maybe it's just, where I live. I know I was, Heather. I love everyone of all colors, but it still comes down to respect. And some people lack that. I'll say it again. Some people don't have the same heart. And I love everybody. It's a true statement. I do. You dislike everyone equally, Thomas? My mom's like that. She's just like that. Having a good heart is bittersweet. It is. Some of the times, those are the ones that get hurt the most, the deepest. Nancy loves Matthew. That is a true story. They talk all the time. So weird. So, I don't know. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I feel like you guys are family. I look forward to seeing you every single time I come live. I miss you whenever I have to go a long time without going live. But that doesn't mean I don't think about you because I do. And I always hope you're doing well. And I always think back to something funny someone said in my chat the last time or something that someone may have been dealing with. that I have secretly prayed for them, even if I never see them again in my chat. Hey, wise old lady. I know you will, cornbread, and I love you too. Goofy. But anyway, so maybe I will eventually have a private conversation. I just don't know how to go about doing that with someone who is, quite a bit older than me. I try to be Scott. I do. I swear I do. Sometimes people make it hard. Hey, Landon. So I don't even know how to go about doing that because I will try to be respectful. Sometimes when you burn a bridge, it's because that town isn't worth going back to. Wow. Wow. Hey, wise old lady. Thank you, Cotton. Thank you. I want everybody to win in life. I want everyone to have wonderful holiday dinners without awkward moments, but we don't live in a perfect world. We have haters. We get them haters. We really do. But I'm not one. Even if I don't agree with somebody, I just okay, I see. All right then. I see where you're coming from. I get it. Yeah. That doesn't mean I agree. That doesn't mean that I support that message. That means I understand where they stand on things and I respectfully still treat them the same as before I learned whatever. Oh, cotton candy has haters. Landon said he'll be your hater. Landon, don't be my hater. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Happy Easter to you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I know, wise old lady. I have too. That's right, cornbread. I agree. Appreciate that. It is okay to love people from a distance. You can love someone and not like them. I promise. There's people that I love that I don't like at all. I'm so for real. You know what I'm saying? You ever been there? You ever been around somebody like, "Oh, yeah, I love them." You don't like nothing about them though. Majority, they're my family. Distant. Not that it's not like we have family dinners together or we share Christmas presents or anything like that. It's just, yeah, yeah, I love him. But you thinking the whole time, but I don't like nothing about him. Landon says, I will kill with kindness. Made a hater apologize the other day and tell me what a good person you are. Oh my gosh. Only you could do that, Landon. Only you. But I might try to do that, you guys, because it's coming from a place of love. It's definitely coming from a place of love. It's not coming from a place of judgment. And it's not a scolding. It's to step away. I feel as sometimes someone else's behavior can change our own, and that is actually worse for ourselves. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I agree. Yeah. That influence. Yeah. Especially if people are real impressionable and or they are seeking for a place to fit in. Or you can just be around something for so long, it just becomes something that you agree with, you know? You can become the monster you're fighting. You're exactly right. Well, I refuse to be a monster. And quite frankly, I don't like to associate myself with monsters. Maybe there's just a veil over that person's eyes. Maybe I need to open their eyes to other things, and maybe explain my story. Because I didn't tell her that my mom raised a young boy until he was old enough to go to the military, and I'll tell her that's my brother, even though he's not, but he is. Thomas says, "I send everyone white light, forgiveness, love, guidance, and protection. Nothing kills evil like love and light." That is a true statement. Yes, and that's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it, but sometimes I think this person intentionally does things. Just does it. You know what I mean? It was just really awkward. It was heartbreaking to witness. I love you too, Grandma. I'm a lover and not a fighter, but I'll fight for what I love. Amen. Me too. And I'll stand up for what's right, even if I'm all by myself, because that's just the right thing to do. Okay, so I called Landon this morning. I'm gonna tell y'all what he said to me. Okay, so I called Landon this morning to wish him a happy Easter because I don't know if everybody knows this, but Landon's another one of my brothers that's not my brother. But anyway, I said, "Happy Easter, Bubba." And he's like, "Happy Easter." And I said, "So what you up to?" And he says, "Oh, I'm just throwing some poop." Like, what? Yeah, he was cleaning out the horse stalls this morning, and he said his buddy told him that he should be what did he say? A pilot. "You should be a pilot." And I was like, "What's that mean?" He's like, "Because I pile it up." He's talking about piling up poop out of the horse stalls. Oh my god. Yeah, that was me and Landon's morning. Brother from another mother, choosing family. Yeah, chosen family. Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes those are the best ones. So that's really thank you, cornbread. Like, yes, a pilot. You see what they did there? I loved your post this morning. Um, but I appreciate your input. I appreciate your time. And again, I hope you're having a wonderful Easter and you don't have any awkward moments. But if you do, the best thing to do is to take deep breaths, look away, distract yourself, and keep quiet. Hold on a second. I have a sister on here that's not blood, but we've been by each other's side since 2018. And that's my ride or die sister and don't care what anyone else says. Well, that's special. I understand. Landon's been my Bubba for a while. About 2 years, I think. About 2 years. Well, you are cornbread. I'm right here. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. I didn't want to keep you very long. I wish you love and all of the wonderful things. And if you haven't been told today, I think you're amazing. I think you're important. Your feelings matter. They are valid. And I care. Your family is inside fighting over toys. Oh my. Well, at least they're not pilots. just thought that was so funny. But anyway, I love you guys. Again, thank you for coming over and spending time with me. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm gonna play you a little something. This is something Matthew clipped for me, and it means a lot to me. I'll let you see how to. In case no one has told you today, you are important and you matter, and I care. And just take care of you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, you guys.